Commissioner Zarita.
Here.
McCoy. Here. Sharif.
Here.
Chairperson Brown.
Here. And we will now proceed forward with public comments on agenda and non-agenda items. Mr. Robert Ray.
Robert Ray Compton, UCDC?
Yes.
Okay. Going back to our issue with marijuana. You know, legally, I am thinking, and I've had some discussion with some other folks, I would like to see the city challenge these people who want to bring this special election to us and say, no, we don't want a special election, period. That's what I'd like to see. But I have a feeling that's not going to happen. But in the meantime, since we are probably going to have a special election, we have to recall what other cities went through. They were made all these grandiose promises, oh, all this money is going to be great for your city, like Colorado. Now they're regretting what they did because the money that they thought there was going to come in the door, it did come in, but there's more money going back out because of all the problems that the industry has created. So, as it's been stated, it's going to be an educational process. If we're going to have this special election, we got to let these people know that marijuana, the industry, is going to be detrimental to the city. And case history from other cities is going to prove this. So it's going to be an educational thing. I would say we need to fight the initiative because there were so many illegal things that happened. Sure, there was enough signatures. People didn't know what they were signing because they were lied to. Then they didn't read the initiative to know what they were signing. And so that's one ground for an argument to, you know, I don't know, you sue the people that brought the initiative up or just say, no, we're going to fight this. But we need to stand our ground one way or the other.
Thank you, Mr. Ray. Mr. David Irons.
David Irons, resident of Compton. I'm tired of hearing about potholes and marijuana dispensaries. Seemed like a joke to me. But, you know, my committee is a commitment to keep Compton the way it was and the way it could be, go back to entertainment and stuff like that. A lot of people weren't born there. I've been here longer than anybody in here. I'm 65 years old. My mama brought me home from the hospital when I was 5 days old, so I think I got everybody beat. And I remember when we had dairies here. I remember when we had all kinds of stuff in Compton, places to go, entertainment. And then you got some people coming in here, don't want the entertainment. They don't want anything that we had. You're taking too much stuff from me, personally. I mean, I look at it as personal. You're destroying the city by tearing down stuff, tearing down memories that I had. I remember when the Rosecrans Plaza used to grow corn. That's how long, well, shit, I'm 65 years old. But, so I'm against rezoning and I'm against gentrification. And there's a commitment of mine. And it don't mean, I don't mean to hurt nobody, but I ain't gonna go to jail behind this stuff, and I ain't gonna do nothing stupid like lay in the street. I ain't gonna do that. I'm just gonna inform you, you guys are tearing up this city, and I don't like it. All the schools here, like Compton High School, talking about tearing that down. You don't tear down a historical landmark. It's talking, anything 50 years or older can be a historical landmark. I went to Centennial High School. I graduated in 1970. And we're going to give a powwow in February. By the way, Mr. Rambo is going to come to speak at a banquet. I got to stop.
Thank you, Mr. Irons. Mr. Antoine Banks is no longer here. Mr. Holyfield.
Again, good evening. My name is Benjamin Holyfield. I'm from the Great Third District. I want to thank Councilor Emma Sharif for her kind remarks, and I also want to say that was one of the best events in all those years you've been having. It was a very good event. I got there before, right after 10, and the line was around the corner, and then it didn't start till 11. I want to thank also the city manager and all those who made that possible for the community. Now, I am concerned with the beautification of Compton Boulevard, and that involves every council person, including the honorable mayor. I'd like to have you to get this picture. Oh, where's he at? Can I get another moment till we get this up to you? Pardon me? No, I got to pass it up properly.
Excuse me.
Where's he at? Oh, here he is. It's a picture about the All-American City. Mr. Irons was talking about history and all that kind of thing. Well, in 1952, by the way, Compton was an All-American City. Yes. We're going to bring that back, and it involves, we're going to start with Compton Boulevard. It involves 4 council persons and the honorable mayor and the rest of the city. It takes a whole village to make this happen. We're going to change the image, this negative image of Compton, into a positive one. And it's already begun, because I got a member the other day of a business that recently opened, and the lady was a little bit afraid to come into Compton, and she said, oh, she's been hearing about the gangs and so forth. I said, but what about this beautification and this all-American city situation? And her attitude changed. That's my point. We can change the world's attitude concerning Compton. And then Michelle Obama have a library named after her on Atlantic with a garden. So out here, that'd be perfect. Thank you, Honorable Mayor, for assisting us in that effort of turning that into Obama Boulevard. You don't have to deal with businesses and so forth. It's nothing but commercial anyway. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Miss Alicia Reed is no longer here.
Oh, I want that back. I want that back.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Holyfield. Miss Joyce Kelly. The little airplane.
Joyce Kelly. Didn't we used to have 3 minutes in urban community development? This is the commission that you have to be present in order to get your $75 per meeting, right? You have to be present, Mr. City Manager, bookkeeper. Do you have to be present to get the money for this meeting? And if you do have to be present, well, then I want everyone who received money from UCDC for at least the last 3 months to pay that $150 back. If you're supposed to be present, because this has not been on the agenda in a while. You know how I know? Because it allows me to speak 3 times. We've only been speaking twice. So people, whatever it is you guys are doing, don't do it. I told you 4 years, 5, almost 5, no, it was 5 years ago, we needed Compton Boulevard fixed because our annual Christmas parade goes through there. I don't know what you guys think fixed is. I should have said, please rehab Compton Boulevard so we could have our Christmas parade down there the second Saturday of December. Why is it that we cannot get the namesake of this city cleaned up? You guys want a raise, salary increase, and yet you won't even clean a city up that you're supposed to be representing? I really don't understand it. I do not understand how you people think. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kelly. Ms. Lynn Boone.
Linboon, City of Compton. And yes, it did used to be 3 minutes for UCDC. I just want to ask the 3 remaining council members if you could consider now to think about having the city manager to bring back a resolution in regards to the city clerk. in case she is successful in becoming a member of the school board, that there'll be an appointment for a city clerk, because we have a lot of things that needs to be addressed. You know, if she becomes a person on the school board, if she becomes a member of the school board, we actually need a 100% city clerk, because we need our elections addressed and everything. And you can turn around and look at it if you want to. Asia, I could care less. But if the council creates an ordinance and it passes, they can, because that's not in the charter, that the city clerk has the right to be on the school board or anything else, or any of the elected officials. So a city ordinance can be created, because we do need a city clerk that's 100%. And the other thing, if the council members will be aware of what's going on in their district, because there's properties and stuff that's being sold and things that's being built in your district, and we have too many people that are selling property, that are addressing contractors. And since Mr. City Manager, Ms. Brown's issue failed in regards of trying to recall councilperson in District 1, she now does not have that third vote to get rid of you, so you need to start being a real city manager and doing your job around here. So if you can start actually addressing the contractors and not letting the city attorney and the city clerk and everybody else address the contractors that come here through the city and developers here and here through the city, as far as like addressing the land here in the city of Compton. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Boone. Madam City Clerk?
If I could give y'all 50% of me. Item number 1 under new business is a resolution of the Urban Community Development Commission acting as the Compton Local Housing Authority, authorizing an agreement with National Credit Reporting for provisions of required FBI criminal history background check reports of government-assisted housing applicants in the amount of, excuse me, $9,254.
Discussion?
Just a quick question, Mr. City Manager. Is this common practice for FBI criminal background check?
So the federal regulations require that applicants seeking federal housing, government-assisted housing, have to go through a background check, criminal history check. So the FBI basically administers the National Crime Database, the NCIC system.
Any additional discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy. Sharif.
Yes.
Chairperson Brown.
Yes.
You're at commission comments.
Thank you so very much. Commissioner Sharif?
Commission comments? Oh, no, none.
Commissioner McCoy?
No, I just wanted to ask one question. When they were saying about us, the council being paid as on the UCDC, the council doesn't receive compensation, do you? Do you receive compensation for, but only when there's business on the agenda, right? Is that correct?
There's a meeting.
Correct.
Okay,
Is it because it's
You don't
state
get paid
law?
for successor.
okay.
I remember we discussed it.
But-
Mr. City Attorney, if you don't mind just
Would you
reporting out on
please,
that.
yes, for clarity, please.
UCDC is governed by state law, and it is compensation when the meeting is called and attending members at the time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Zarita?
I'd just like to close in the memory of Jan Barbara Dorsey.
We did. Oh, and this one as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Jan Barber.
Thank you. May we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Director Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy.
Yes.
Sharif.
Yes.
Chairperson Brown.
Yes. It is Tuesday, September 12th, 2017.